Так, друзья. Продолжаем получать удовольствие. Угу. Let's go. Блин, сколько здесь... Не, просто если бы я начал все знаки восклицания по дороге делать, это все бы заняло very long time. Yes, that's...
According to the letter, this should be the place.
Sorry, we don't serve the general public. I'm afraid you'll have to...
Wait! We're not the general public.
Well then, you must be a couple of wandering outlanders that snuck into the nation. Judge...
Are our clothes really so...
The Yashiro Commission's seal. This must be from Mr. Toma. It seems, in which case, welcome to the Komore Tea House, a safe haven for the Yashiro Commission.
Well, that sounds more like it. Well, now that we're here, where's Toma? Paimon doesn't see him anywhere. Do you think he forgot his promise to meet us?
Who forgot their promise? I was beginning to think you'd forgotten about me.
What? Is that dog talking?
Relax, no need to look so surprised. I take it this is the first time you've seen me in this form? Huh. So you didn't see anything like this when you were in Liyue Harbor?
Ah, now that you mention it, this does suddenly seem less out of the ordinary.
Alright, I've had my fun.
Hey! You're this close to getting an ugly nickname, mister!
Well, I've had some time to kill, given that I've been waiting here for you for so long. So I came up with this little fun greeting for when you arrived. But in all seriousness, I would like to apologize about that little test you went through earlier. It helped us determine whether or not to bring you before Miss Kamisato, and whether you had the courage to face the lightning alongside us.
Don't think that Paimon's gonna forgive you just because you're getting all serious now.
Sorry, did I overdo it? My apologies. Let me just say this. You've often found yourself skirting the rules from the very beginning. Naturally, this is due to your unwavering and resolute... A long time ago, we had a friend who was much the same. But when the lightning struck... so you've heard of his story. His light still burns all the more brightly. Yes, of course. I will bring you to the Kamisato residence where the Yashiro Commission... But before that, there is one other place I was hoping you both would accompany me to.
Oh? Where?
I would like you to come with me to the statue of the omnipresent god. It's still under construction now, but you can already see it from practically...
Wouldn't gliding be faster?
I wouldn't be gliding a bit faster.
This area sure feels gloomy. People probably... Huh? Are Paimon's eyes playing tricks? Or are there things embedded in...
visions.
Visions? You mean all the visions that are collected from the Vision Hunt decree are put into this statue?
So you've already heard of the Vision Hunt decree. Before I try to explain, I should perhaps remind you first that Mondstadt is the city of as for Inazuma. It's known as the Nation of The Raiden Shogun is both the nation's most powerful ruler and its deity. The eternity in question is her endless and unchanging will. As such, she relies on the Tri-Commission to regulate the nation's affairs and the Sakoku Decree to limit the people's movement. The Shogun wishes to keep Inazuma in stasis, allowing the stream of time to flow from one end to the other without disturbing it.
Seems like every god has their own way.
Of course, this is my own limited understanding. As for the reason behind the recent vision, perhaps the Shogun believes that visions grant people the power to change, and that her eternity doesn't allow for such. Whatever the case, the fact is that the Raiden Shogun has dispatched the Tenryo Commission to scour the nation for visions, embedding each one in. And this statue of the omnipresent god can be seen as Inazuma's symbol of eternity.
But if that's the case, wouldn't you say that the Raiden...
Only outlanders such as yourselves would ever dare speak out so direct. And yet, I agree. The Vision Hunt decree is something that simply should not exist. And Miss Kamisato has been...
Huh? Hey, are you okay? You look like your mind is elsewhere.
Sound? What sound? I didn't hear anything.
Yeah, you touched the statue, and then...
Aspirations? That would seem to confirm the saying. Have you heard it before? That when a person's ambition reaches a certain strength, the gods look upon them. That is where visions come from. In other words, a person's vision represents their ambition. So if what you've just said is true, then the ambitions of these people are stronger than I imagined. All right, time for the next stop on our tour of Narukami Island, the Kamisato residence.
Finally!
Так, давайте сначала нижний, который мы пропустили, заберем. Как-никак приключения. Первый взгляд на Иназумочку. Мне нравится. Даже можно приготовить что-то. Да.
Wouldn't gliding be faster?
Так, а куда мы, как мы будем бежать? Я думаю, что сначала не через дерево, а на десерт. Это что? Это там эти фишечки. Да. Ну вот это мы не удержимся и сделаем. Так, это мы тоже не удержимся и типа...
Think you can get away? Here we go.
I will have order.
А тут как бы хрен сделаешь что-то. Перегрузом тоже.
Brace yourself.
Вау.
No time to lose.
Да тут странно, ну по идее можно было бы только холодом эту дичь сбивать, а нет. То То есть вы мне не хотите вообще никак давать алебарду мою синюю пятую, да? Вообще просто никак. Никакой алебард. Что за жук? Прикинь. Жук какой-то. Так, стоп. Стоп, там у нас... я разрываюсь между... Так, этот ближе.
Here we go. Time for takeoff. Brace yourself.
You can run, but you can't hide.
Все, друзья, я принял просто решение, типа, блин, опять эти замкнутые, непонятные головоломки. А, не мог голову. О, активировать, что? Активировать. А, нужно еще включиться. Я понял. Я понял. Короче, я теперь вообще даже 50 примагемов не буду тратить в день. Буду копить все на джунгли. Реран. Найсур. Где? Ага. Это хороший или плохой? Блин, его надо было вольно. О.
You're mine.
Он хочет мне показать что-то. Механический типочек.
Riptide.
Think you can get away?
Это уже опасно.
Over here. Blink. Everybody stand back. Wouldn't gliding be faster?
Бля, она же это мясанутая себе. О, все.
This is order.
Over here.
Over here.
Let me amuse myself a little.
Stabilize.
Look at me. Just once more.
Блин, что за вообще прелесть вообще. Просто прелесть какая-то. Реально. Что это за какой-то драм н бейс чувак какой-то. Битбокс, киберпанк, мишка в фэнтези мире, бля.
So, this is the kind of place where the big shots of Inazuma live, huh? Paimon kinda expected it to be snazzier.
Welcome at last to the Kamisato residence, honored guest.
Is this the Shirasage Himegimi you keep going on about?
Yes. As the daughter of the Yashiro Commission, this is how Miss Kamisato is accustomed to receiving guests. Consider it a time-honored tradition within the Yashiro Commission. Forgive me if this is an unwelcome surprise.
Makes sense. She's a super important person after all.
Please forgive my lack of courtesy for receiving you in this fashion, especially following such a long and weary. I have awaited your arrival with great anticipation, and Toma assures me that you do indeed possess the power to change the at present in Inazuma. In the name of the Vision Hunt Decree, the people's aspirations are being senselessly trampled under. Though the Yashiro Commission serves the Shogun, it is the people with whom we share close bonds. Given a commission's power rises and falls with the trust of their people. Thus, we cannot remain indifferent to this situation without a traveler. Lend us your power, and we can. Oh.
See, milady, it's just like I said.
No, please! Wait! Please, don't go! I will introduce you to the Raiden Shogun on one condition.
What are your wishes?
They pertain to 3 whose visions were taken from them. Perhaps once you've met them, you will understand.
A warrior who guards a village, a former samurai who helped carry out the Vision Hunt Decree, and a swordmaster determined to—
Correct. Please do all you can to help them. I will await. Then you have my gratitude.
I'm sure you'll do great.
О, 30 примагенов.
Let's see. Where's the person Ayaka told us about?
Why are you doing this? Why leave all of a sudden, after all these years?
Precisely. It's much too sudden. The children are desperate for you to take them out to play. Please.
That must be the guy Ayaka told us about.
Ah, you must also be here to try. Teijima has protected this place ever since he arrived here, keeping out the treasure hoarders, fending off any monsters that draw near, resolving quarrels between the village. But now, all of a sudden, he says we will gladly apologize if that's the case.
If you want my opinion, it's clear that Teijima had done nothing wrong, and still they confiscated his vision. After that, I can't claim to fully understand it, but I could tell that he'd lost something very important to him. He went off on a walk. Truth be told, we aren't sure whether trying to keep him here is the right thing to do.
Seems like he's a well-respected... You must be Teijima. So what's made you want to up and leave all of a sudden?
Me? It's not a question of why I want to leave, but a question of true. But that, and what made me want to come here 30 years ago? I don't have answers to those questions because I can't remember anymore. In the past, I knew I wanted to stay here. But whatever resolve I had then, it's gone now.
Okay. Well, in that case, if we help you rediscover the reason you chose to stay, you won't... But if you can't remember any... Oh! Maybe if you just try a little harder to remember...
Oh, that reminds me. Last time I brought Teijima some fruit,
I keep a diary? If you say...
Oh, yes, yes, you do. And what's more, I remember you saying at the time that you wanted to...
Perfect! So if we want to keep Tejima from leaving, we just need to find his diary.
If you don't mind, we will leave you to find the diary. We should...
No time to lose.
Недолго мы искали.
This looks like Tejima's diary, all right. Let's see what we have today. The villagers and I got together to cook dry braised salted fish. I messed up and burned mine a little. Today, I helped rescue a kid who had fallen in the water. After I pulled him out, he told me that his best friend Bamboo was still... I went kite flying today. The string broke, so I chased after it as fast as I could. I soon realized I was never going to get it back, so I just found somewhere to sit. Seems like your average Huh? Wait, I went to pray at the shrine again today and stayed there a while. The Omamori you gave me has faded a little, but it is still my most treasured... Now that's the kind of info we're looking for! So this is the Omamori interesting. Looking at the color and the design, but anyway, if he had this with him all the time, there's a chance some of... that Tejima visited a lot. The soil looks like it's been disturbed. Maybe Tejima buried some... Must be something pretty amazing if it made him stick around for 30 years. It looks like a letter. Konda Village. Sounds so familiar. Where is that place again? So the reason... But he's been here for 30 years! Well, let's go give Tejima his...
Well, I'll be. That's certainly my handwriting. But I have no still. It's clear that I was waiting. Over the years, I must have made a note of anything interesting. Anything that... And just look at all the things that did happen over the years. How could I have forgotten something so important to me? Love, regret, everything I felt for her. No, not as... After all, I've forgotten who she was. Her face, it's as if she'd never been in my life to begin with. As if all these years... I think... maybe not. If this is something... Although, what if she were to turn up eventually, only to find I did... When I think about it like that... How curious. Why am I thinking like this when I don't even remember who she is? It's just like that... I shall remain here.
Tejima seems to be dealing... okay. But still, it makes Paimon really sad. Seems it's just like Ayaka and Tomo were saying. If you lose your vision, you lose all... That certainly explains the state Tejima... At least we were able to help him. Well... According to Miss Kamisato, the second one who lost their vision is a samurai from the Tenryou Commission.
No time to lose.
They say the Tenryou Commission is directly controlled by the Shogun. They're the ones responsible for maintaining law and order. But why would they take action against one of... Paimon doesn't get it. Huh? There seems to be some commotion over there. Let's go see what's happening.
I'll ask one more time. Do you intend to withhold this month's emergency provisions?
The entire clan is counting on that food. We demand an explanation.
How many times do I have to say it? I don't know anything about emergency.
You dare deceive us? Those provisions are essential. Do you understand? Not some goods to be pocketed by greedy samurai.
You samurai think you can just do whatever you please? The Tenryou Commission will hear of this.
Oh, huh? And who are you? One of Kuro's...
What? We just happened to... We heard the commotion and came to see what the matter was.
I see. You seem to have come just at the right time. This is Kurosawa. He's a samurai and a member of the Shogun's army. They issue emergency provisions to the area, and he's the one responsible. In the past, we'd simply ask him for provisions and everything would be delivered. Now, he suddenly refuses to keep... He's keeping the provisions for himself. I just know it. We'll starve without...
No one seems to care about us. We used to think Kurosawa was a kind man, but he's shown his true colors. It's no wonder all the visions have been confiscated. The Raiden Shogun doesn't need people like him helping her rule the nation.
This must be one of the people Ayaka asked us to help. But maybe we should talk to Kurosawa and see what...
I've never even heard of these I don't know whether it's rumors or whether they're trying to blackmail me. But either way, it's ridiculous. If I was my own family can barely get by as it is. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got other matters to attend to. And that's the first bit of truth I've heard all day. The Shogun's army told me that I was unworthy of my vision. And they said I was slacking off in my work. Apparently.
Well, that's strange. You were helping enforce the vision hunter.
To be perfectly honest, all I know is that I will perform certain things every month. And it's not just that. I have this unsettling feeling, like...
Does it have to do with the missing emergency?
I didn't take any. Like I said, if I was taking them for myself, I wouldn't be going through such hard times. To top it all off, my house was just raided by treasure hoarders, which is why I came here in the first place. I was chasing after them. If you don't believe me, go find the treasure hoarders yourself. If there were in...
He seems to be tough, but we better confirm. Let's go round up those treasure hoarders and see what they have to say. We should be able to follow their tracks. They couldn't have gone to...
Hatsuko will be fine.
No time to lose.
We really outdid ourselves this time. All those samurai houses packed with goods. We really hit.
You haven't seen anything yet. There'll be a lot more. Today's just the beginning. I'll be leading you all on an epic journey of pillage and plunder. You demand, boss.
These seem like the treasure hoarders we're after.
You can run, but you can't hide.
Oh, there goes all the Mora. We worked hard to steal that, you know? Come on, boss. Think of something.
Not bad, kid. You ever think of joining the treasure hoarders? We could use someone like you. Kurosawa. Oh, so he's the one who sent you after us, huh? Just our luck.
So what did you see inside?
Food supplies. You kidding? That place was a complete mess. All we found was I didn't want anyone else to see it, so I was planning on. But now that you've caught us, how about we make a deal? That little buck.
You've got a deal. Now show us.
Huh?
What the?
There's nothing in here but I owe.
Yeah. And they all seem to be made out to the owner of a general goods store. A Miss Aoi. We better talk to this Miss Aoi and get to the bottom of. As for you guys, you're free to go.
Yes, so we redeemed ourselves for some IOUs. Does that mean we broke even?
Shut it. Let's just get out.
Welcome to Tsukumomono Groceries. Or perhaps there's some. Ah, so you're friends of Kurosawa, I take it?
Whoa! Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We're just here to learn where they all came from. How did Kurosawa end up owing you so much money?
Let me think. Kurosawa would come regularly to purchase large quantities of foodstuffs. However, the price of provisions began to skyrocket recently, and his salary was no longer enough to cover the cost. So, he started writing.
So that's how he was getting those But why did he have to purchase a usual amount? If the prices increased, couldn't he just...
Well, if you think about it, the citizens receiving the emergency provisions must have been carefully calculating how much they needed. Kurosawa thought that it would be quite the disappointment for them if they found they didn't have enough, especially after such long and careful. So he deemed it necessary to take on the debt rather than let the people...
Wow. Kurosawa, and no one ever appreciated what he did.
People's attitudes will always reflect their circumstances. In the face of hardship. If you ask me, had Kurosawa told everyone the truth about the supplies from the... Of course, I'm sure there would still have been some unrest. What he was doing was true. As for why he chose to spend his own money on emergency provisions and never... If you're still curious, why don't you go ask him yourself? I see. That reminds me, most unfortunate. If he doesn't clear the debt on his name, he'll have no choice but to sell that sword that...
Sword? What's...
Oh, didn't he tell you? He possesses a very I've asked him about its origins. He told me that it was a gift from his father, that it was too... In hindsight, I regret that I never made an offer on it. Everything has its price. At least that's what... Why don't you ask him about the sword yourself? Perhaps it'll even... Oh, but before you go...
But we didn't buy any...
Information is also... Don't worry. I won't charge much for information about Kurosawa. Nothing we ever discussed was explicitly confidential and...
At least we now know where the emergency provisions were coming from. Let's go talk to Kurosawa again. And...
Да, кстати. Это алхимия. Это что это? Ладно, потом. Ага, вот здесь эта тема. Ладненько.
No time to lose.
What are you doing here all by yourself?
I presented them with a choice. Either they left or it turned out to be a real time saver, actually. Perhaps I should start using it more often. Did you manage to track down the treasure hoarders?
That just about sums it up. It turns out that you really were distributing emergency provisions.
Strange. Is that really the kind of person I was? I don't really have any such recollection. Why was I purchasing emergency provisions for everyone? And why would I put myself in such... But I could not deny that when I brandished my sword to scare those two away, I could sense that my body was somehow reluctant to do. This sword was once wielded by my father. I remember once when I was young, I wanted to sneak out with the blade and show it off to the kids next door. What did he say? It would seem that I forgot many important things when my vision was taken from me. So all I can remember now is my father telling me that this blade bore his life's creed. Before he said to me,
Hey, if you look carefully, there seems to be some... Can you recognize the words?
virtue and justice? Somehow those two words seem to explain everything now.
Virtue — это правосудие. Какая доброта. А, virtue justice. Да. Virtue justice. Ну, короче, они неправильно перевели. Доброта и долг. Virtue and justice — это правосудие и правосудие. Let's go.
Taking on seemingly endless debts to make others happy. I guess that must have been my greatest ambition after all. But what use are virtue and justice? I purchased the provisions for those in
справедливость,
need.
типа, да, virtue,
And
справедливость.
look how things ended up. The Tenryo Commission seized my vision, and the very people I was so desperately... And the irony of all of it is, I somehow still felt sorry when I'm incapable of being a good person, yet I'm equally unable to be bad.
Yet another trouble. When we get the chance, let's speak to Toma about Kurosawa's debt. The Yashiro Commission would surely help cover his expenses. In any case, we must never let him sell off that sword. Yeah, seems like losing all it. Fortunately for us, you don't have a vision. Let's go find the next poor soul.
You don't have a vision, you're a big black blind. Так, здесь секунду. Там уже чай подоспел. Время разбавить наши приключения немножечко лапсанг сушонгом.
You know, there are better ways to seek out our enemies than, well,
Next близко. Так, ну это...
Standing here.
The third person who had their vision taken is supposed to be a famous sword man. Hyman heard that he's the present-day master of Meikyo Shisui art. This is his dojo. Luckily, there's some people around. Let's go talk to them.
Nanako, don't worry. Sensei will be fine. Those thugs that challenged the dojo were strong, but he fought them all off in the end, didn't he?
Maybe, but I'm still worried about it. Things have gotten dangerous before in the past, but it's never shaken him.
It's just because he's been possessed, that's all. Once the exorcism has taken place, he'll be right as rain.
Hey there! Did something happen?
Who are you? I don't care whether you're trespassers or just here to harass us while Sensei is impaired. Get out of here! Don't make me draw my blade, or you won't live to regret.
No! You got it so wrong. We just came here to,
Disciples?
Yep. We've heard all about the mighty master of Meikyo Shisui art. It's the whole reason we came all this way, to seek him. But then we got here and overheard you talking about how he got
From the way you're dressed, please accept my apologies. We've had so many people trying to cause us trouble recently that we're on high alert. You haven't arrived at the best of times, I'm afraid. Sensei got possessed recently, and he's still recovering. He's not able to take on any new disciples for the time being. I see you are earnest in your pursuit. Okay, how about this? My fellow disciple Nanako and I will explain Sensei's name is Domon. A name I'm sure you've already heard. Though self-taught, he mastered the art of the sword to a high level. He then proceeded to defeat many other prominent swords. He once said that his goal was to become the best sword, and so, even while training us, he continued to hone his own art. His fervor truly inspired us, and we trained hard, determined to keep up with him. But then...
Not long ago, Sensei had his vision taken. He says the strangest things over and over. And he refuses to. Junya and I have discussed it, and we both think that he's being possessed by an evil spirit. So, but if I'm honest, I still have my doubts over whether...
The Grand Narukami Shrine? What?
You haven't heard of it? It's the largest shrine on Narukami Island. The head shrine maiden is reputed to have very close ties. Not that we'd have any means of involving the head shrine maiden, of course. But even one of the ordinary shrine maidens from the Grand Narukami Shrine, so don't worry, Nanako. Since the exorcism will take place this evening, you're both more...
So, losing your vision can cause possession?
Shh. So you decided to come. It's a good thing you didn't arrive any earlier. You would have had to just now, when Nanako was attending to him. She heard him whispering a few names to himself. When she asked him who the people were, he suddenly looked panicked. It looked like he was in great distress. He was covering his ears and looking frantically around. All the while he kept calling those names. Some of them we knew. Others we didn't recognize. But they all seemed to be the name. One of them was Anzai. He used to be a fellow disciple of Sensei's. His senior, in fact. But Sensei defeated him in a duel many years ago. Sensei wouldn't stop calling his name. Thankfully, the shrine maidens managed to subdue. The ritual has now begun. All we can do is patiently await the result. Please, excuse me for a moment while I fetch some water. If he wakes up, he is sure to be thirsty.
Huh? Who's that sneaking around? Uh-oh. Could they be here to mess up the axe? We won't let them get away with it. Come on. Seems they aren't here. Should we keep going further up?
Who's it up?
Is this definitely the right place? Let's look a little further up.
Who's it up?
Suspicious person sighted. That's gotta be him.
How did you catch up with me? Are you sure you're Domon's disciples? You move even unless... I guess it's been a few years. Maybe...
Excuse me? We're the ones, and what are you doing sneaking around these parts? You seem...
Bad news? I'll have you know I trained side by side with Domon back in the day. Long before... I don't care to talk about that time anymore. But if you must know, I am
His senior?
Anzai. Yes, that's me. Because I don't wish to see Domon or anyone else associated with him ever again. When we were young, we trained under the same sword master. I had begun training 5 years before him, and everyone looked up to me as a steady and dependable older disciple. Practitioners of Meikyo Shisui art seek to achieve stillness of mind, freedom from all agitation. So the majority of disciples, but Domon was different. The
First thing he did when he joined was go straight to our sensei and ask him, with a beaming sensei scolded him and told him that the art of the sword should not be used for such vain ends. Sensei said that coveting the title of the best sword master barely days into his... I thought so too at the time. But Domon began making swift progress in his Only then did I realize that it was Domon who had long he was consumed by his singular desire to become the best in the world. He sought nothing less than perfection and...
Sure sounds like he meant business. So how come you don't want to...
Because until he arrived, I was convinced that I would succeed our sensei as the of all the disciples, I was the most gifted. I had trained the longest. Everyone had high... Domon's arrival changed everything. When we sparred, I lost not just the match, but my pride and my... Later, I heard that he sparred with Sensei, too. Sensei was advanced in years by then, and unfortunately, that match used... After that, I wanted nothing further to do with him. Deep down, though, I still respected his mastery of the blade. So, when I heard rumors that he had lost his mind, my first reaction was to dismiss them as false. How could he? I decided to quietly come and see if it were true. Then, to my complete astonishment, I heard him call. So you see, I came here not to cause him any... Okay, you've heard my story.
Seems like we got it wrong this time. He wasn't here to mess... Still, Paimon's not sure we should bring him back with us. Let's go see how the...
Так, секундочку, друзья. Да, какие-то фишечки, так, все. Фишечки. Отмена. Let's go.
You're saying he isn't possessed? Does that mean he's just lost his mind? But how is that possible? No.
Nanako, please.
I am sorry. With what powers I have, I can find no sign of any but spirits may take a myriad of forms in this world, many of which I cannot claim to have witnessed myself. And all is certainly not lost. For I received word not long ago that Lady Yai has taken an interest in your
Lady Yai? Is that...
The head shrine maiden of the Grand Narukami Shrine? That's wonderful news!
Correct. Lady Yai is most knowledgeable indeed, and has abundant experience in the... I am unable to say for certain whether an evil spirit has possessed your sensei.
Excuse me, Miss Inagi, but I must ask... Should we prepare?
That won't be necessary. All that is required of you is your timely arrival at the Grand... I must leave now, but we will meet soon at the shrine. I wish to...
Who'd have thought Lady Yai herself would have taken notice of...
Do you mean to say that Sensei isn't renowned enough to deserve Lady...
No, that's not what I meant at all. You misunderstood. I just mean this is Lady Yai, the head shrine maiden. She has direct and close contact. Anyway, you should join us too. Given that you've traveled all this way just to meet our sensei, we, the disciples of Meikyo Shisui, are...
Sure! After all, everyone seems pretty excited about who knows? Maybe we'll be able to find out a thing or two about the...
Если бы тут опять было 666, я бы немножечко офигел. Так, ну тут уже надо попутешествовать, скажем так, да, получается. Как сюда заходить? Ну, попробуем отсюда. Хуля.
No time to lose.
Так, и где же наш... Ага. Вау. Что это такое? Я не знаю, что это, но это весело. Друзья. Ага, не мог.
Let's play!
Фишечка.
Here we go!
Т. Ага, ага. Прикольно. Нас ведет какая-то фишечка куда-то. А? Ладно. Пора завалить самураев немножечко.
Time for takeoff. Brace yourself.
I'm ready.
I'm going in.
Finally,
This battle.
Жучок, червячок. Еще вода. Ну это сверху, наверное. Вау. Шо? Призвать Т. Я тебя понял. Very nice.
I could get used to this.
Ага. Чуть-чуть не вышло. Блин, вот это фейл. Ага. Так, а как получается вот сюда забраться? Ну только там.
Нет.
Да шо ж такое, ну?
Yeah, I could get used to this.
Тут вообще нельзя ошибаться. себе. Так, ребята, тут у нас анимаклостер.
Yep.
И шо, куда? Ага. Nice.
No time to lose.
Следующая чашка. Let's go.
Do you think that's Lady Ai? Oh, no wonder Junya was so excited. Also, is it just Paimon? Or did she look... it was probably nothing.
Keep away. Keep away from me. I gave up the art of the sword. Please, let me go, I beg you.
As you can see, Lady Yai, Domon has persisted in this state for some time now. He appears to see those who have...
Lady Yai, it must be a possession, right? This is nothing like him at all. In the past, no matter what came his way, he would always face...
I'm sorry. It is clear to me that your sensei is not possessed.
But... then did...
Yes. This is a change in the... Unable to cope with the tremendous pressure he was under, he suffered a spiritual collapse. As one who is thrown into the sea, though he fights back desperately against his predicament. As for what has triggered this change, I believe it must be the loss of his vision. For to be stripped of one's...
Stripped of his ambition? But Lady Yai, even without his ambition, why should he suffer such a dramatic change? How does that explain it?
Your school practices make Yoshisui stillness of mind, freedom from all agitation. What a fine notion that would be if any in this world. There was once one who claimed to be indifferent to rank and reward, and who fled enraged when defeated by his junior. And then there was an aged swordmaster who was aggrieved enough that he crossed blades with a disciple he himself had taught. Then... what of the one who crossed blades with his own sensei and beloved fellow disciple, and defeated them both?
Lady Yai, I'm not sure I understand.
The path of the sword master is filled with twists and turns. It requires one to take their sword firmly in both hands and cut down the hopes and dreams of others. Only a deep commitment to his ambition to become the best made it possible for him to rise above the pain of these encounters. When that ambition disappeared, he began to doubt himself. As he battled his growing anxiety, much like...
Poor sensei. To think he's been...
I'm sorry. It's all my fault, Father. Sensei.
Oh, that's enough.
Huh? Isn't that Anzai? Did he follow us the whole way here?
Anzai? Why are there two of you? Is that you or a ghost? You're here for revenge, aren't you? I knew it would come. I never...
You're right to assume that my feelings towards you are far from kindly. But it's been so long now that I made peace with it years ago. You did nothing wrong that day. I don't think most of the people you beat along the way would hold it against you. On the contrary, when you cut our ambitions short, we entrusted them to you. Now I know that we can't place our hopes in you any longer, but that is no reason to strip them of theirs. Follow the way of the sword all the way to the highest peak. You taught them that, didn't you?
But what if one day, the same thing happens? I put everything I had into trying to become the best. But what if it was all a huge mistake? If there's a chance they'll end up like me one day, I'd rather they stay where they are now than go any further down.
Have you asked them what they think?
Sensei, after you rescued me from the hands of the pirates,
I told myself I can't know whether I will suffer in my future as you do now. I want to keep going until the day that I can stand before everyone with my head held high and announce that I...
Nanako's far from the only one. Actually...
Goodness.
You see? You can place the ambition. Being stripped of your ambition is something that's never happened to me, so I can't claim to understand it. But I do know what it feels like to have your ambitions crushed. That's what happened. So, just as I once placed my ambitions onto you, are not in the same position that I was. When I left, I had nothing to my name.
I'm sorry to have made you worry for me, and for the state of Miyakyoshi. I no longer have the resolve to become the best in the world. The emptiness and suffering inside of me will not abate, so I cannot hope to. But as your sensei, I shall commit to imparting unto you everything. This is my promise. And I humbly ask Anzai.
You can count on that. I'd be checking in on you occasionally anyway, but I am now used to the life of a wanderer. I do not belong in the dojo anymore, so I will simply stop by once in a while to make sure you aren't well, don't just stand there staring at me. Say thank.
Nice, dude.
So even though his ambition was taken away, his disciples can take it over on his behalf. Guess that sort of solves this one.
Traveler, a moment, please. Lady Yai has some work.
So, my intuition was the wind that blows from afar carries fresh life to. For us to meet now is premature. Nevertheless, you set foot on these islands at precisely the right moment. I have high hopes for you, child. Don't disappoint.
Ooh, Lady Yai seems to... She seems super mysterious. Paimon's so curious. We can come back to it another time. For now, we should go report back to Miss Kamisato.
Так, друзья, тут парочку... телепорт, вот только тот есть. И вот этот. И вот этот.
Let's play.
На предмет фишечек. Так, это мы видим, а вот тот мы тоже должны видеть, но мы не видим еще одного. Нет. Так. Еще один снизу, что ли? Но это очень интересно. Алибарды все же пока нету. Ребята. Ну, значит, снизу где-то, не знаю. Стоп, что? Короче. Найсур. Точка какая-то. Точка телепорта. Так. Где здесь еще один электропульт? Скорее всего, он где-то снизу. Его так просто... Короче, будем смотреть по видосам, потом О. О. Ага. Да хз, реально, ладно. Честно. Может здесь где-то? Вот можно бэцнуться уже, реально там. Наверх.
Whenever you are troubled.
Не, серьезно, где спрятали? Признавайтесь.
No, let me try again.
Признавайтесь. Ладно, мы пошли куда-нибудь. До квеста на телепорт. Что? Такс. Вау. Wow.
Here we go.
Опять где-то заныканная электрокол. А ладно, потом.
Oh, Ayaka! Guess who fulfilled all your wishes? Huh? Ayaka! Huh?
Huh? No. Huh?
Traveler, Paimon. It is a pleasure to finally meet you both face to face. I have heard all about how you helped our three friends. My sincerest thanks to you.
Yeah. Short of getting them their Ayaka, how come this time you get to come out and meet us?
Because now that you have done the 3 things I asked of you, I consider you to be my friends. As you will observe.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a second. But isn't Toma your, servant? Paimon's happy to help and all.
Oh. Paimon, you are most entertaining. Toma is first and foremost my friend, and was so before.
Oh, okay then. Ayaka, you seem pretty different out in the open compared to how you are.
Thank you both kind. Back to the matter at hand. You have now witnessed the pain of those deprived of their visions. What are your feelings on what you have seen? Perhaps in the eyes of a deity such as the almighty thunders roar, lightnings flash, the winds assault, and the rains descent. But I believe that surely you understand what they must endure. It seems that perhaps now you can appreciate my feelings on all of this. In which case, perhaps you would be willing to reconsider your stance? You will? Really? Naturally.
All right, bravo, my lady. You were right all along.
See? I told you he wouldn't reject them. I'd placed my trust in the right person after all. Now then, given that the remainder of our discussion pertains to matters of a more confidential nature, perhaps we could move to the Komore Tea House?
Well, here we are again.
Please continue without me. I'll keep watch.
You sleep, I keep watch.
What's the deal with this place anyway? What makes it your favorite meeting spot?
This is land that was gifted to the Yashiro Commission by the Shogun. The Kamisato clan has the exclusive right to plan, build, and repair any property on this land. Such privileges exist due to the Yashiro Commission's role in managing ceremonial affairs. Oftentimes, it is not a
Oh, Paimon gets it! Gotta keep a bit of
Once the number of ceremonial affairs conducted in the city began to decline, our forebears built a tea house here.
Makes sense. Perfect place for a secret.
In any case, we can talk freely here. I presume you have The almighty Shogun. I've seen her on but only a few occasions, most of them formal ceremonies. She inspires awe, commands respect, and exudes a sense of absolute authority. It was her almost complete lack of any emotion. In that sense, she appeared to me to be less of a ruler and more of... The issue is this. For the vast majority of people, the Vision Hunt decree is something. After all, it is but a tiny minority of people who receive. Because of this, the attitude of...
How can they be like that?
Nevertheless, in addition to us, there were...
Resistance? You mean like an army fighting against...
Yes. Many who have lost or fear losing their visions have rallied together under Sangonomiya on Watatsumi Island to form a resistance group. To say a little more about Sangonomiya, historically, there has always been some conflict, but I do wonder whether there may be some other agenda behind their resistance movement, beyond merely... Of course! We have tried on numerous occasions. Unfortunately, each time a proposal to repeal the decree arrives at Tenshukaku, they invariably adopt a stance of unconditional support for the Shogun's decisions. They have no interest. It almost makes one wonder whether they had a hand in the Shogun's sudden decision to issue...
Ooh, Paimon has a question.
Oh? What would you like to...
Have you got a plan yet to fight the Vision Hunt?
To be honest, we do not.
What?
Please, do not forget that challenging the Vision Hunt decree is tantamount to challenging a deity.
So what are we gonna...
Well, for the moment, all we can do is try and reduce... For example, by providing vision bearers with safe refuge, or manufacturing counterfeit visions for them as a
You're telling Paimon that there are people out there...
Don't underestimate the talents of the craftspeople in Hanamizaka. To the naked eye, their counterfeits are indistinguishable from the genuine article. The problem we are facing right now is that Master Masakatsu, who was providing us with counterfeit visions, has recently been...
Darn! So they found...
Yes. We knew it was not a long-term solution, and that it was only a matter of time before it would be exposed. Exactly. I feel the same way. But given mine and Toma's identities as part of the Yashiro Commission, breaking him out of prison would risk dragging down the reputation of the entire By no means do we intend to place... When you are ready, go to Hanamizaka and look for a fireworks shop run by the Naganohara family. There, you will find someone who... Wouldn't gliding be faster?
Just hand it over. You don't want any trouble with me. If you think your elemental powers are enough to resist the Vision Hunt decree, then you'd better think. Believe me, you're not the first of your kind we've encountered, and we've seen the same unpleasant...
Can't you make an exception? I just got this vision. I won't even use it, I promise.
So this is the Vision Hunt decree in action, huh? We can't just sit around and watch things... Psst! Hey, wait! Huh? There's someone trying to get our attention. Come on, this way. What's going on? Can't you see we need to go ahead? Shh, quiet. Just sit tight and watch for a moment. Hey, this isn't right, you know. Just because you don't have a vision doesn't mean you can... Huh? Hey, wait. You do have a vision. Shh. If you don't keep your voice down, I won't have one much longer.
All right. Here, take it.
Wise choice. All right, let's go.
What should we do now? He's already given up his vision. Doesn't he know? This is your fault. You're the one who snapped us.
Many thanks, Miss Yoimiya. If you hadn't swapped me a fake just now, I'm sure I would have lost it.
No worries. You put on quite the convincing performance.
Oh, so that's what's going on here. And to think Paimon was about to...
Think nothing of it. I could tell from your reaction we were on the same side. You just didn't know it, you know? Oh, right. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Yoimiya, the current owner of Naganohara Fireworks. It ain't much, but it's honest work. Great to meet ya.
Practically everyone on Hanamizaka knows Yoimiya. She's the queen of the summer festival. Without her and her fireworks, summer on Narukami Island just wouldn't be...
Whoa, that's quite the introduction. Paimon loves...
Stop it, Hanjiro. You'll embarrass me. As for thanking me, you'd be better off thanking Master Masakatsu. He's the one that gave me the fake visions in the first place. His handiwork allowed me to keep my own vision. Whew, I can't even imagine trying to run the business without...
Yes, Master Masakatsu is a good man. It's too bad good people...
Master Masakatsu?
Huh? Do you guys know him too? You don't say. Then it sounds like the Shirasagi Himegimi has a plan. But if I just marched straight in there by myself, I'd probably get So, what about if I join?
Sure, welcome to the team. Ayaka told us to go look for help at a fireworks shop. She must have meant you.
Seems like I finally got a new job to do. Besides hiding vision bearers in my shop, that is. So, Master Masakatsu is being held at the police station. I've already surveyed the area.
Whoa, talk about a reliable source. Seems we've got the right person on our team.
Not bad, huh? Let's go as soon as everyone's ready. Don't worry,
Time to break him out!
Wouldn't gliding be faster?
Ой, заодно получается сейчас ценим лавочку. Ага, то есть пока нельзя ассортимировать. Так, и что? Отправляйтесь в риск и помогите мастеру. И шо? Вау. Нужен пира. Ну, раз нам сугубо нужно пиво.
Let's jam!
Sure.
Then let's jam. Let's go. А что там еще нам нужно было? Да пофиг.
Now that we're inside, this place is a whole lot creepier than Paimon imagined.
Come on, this way. As long as we stay quiet, I certainly wouldn't want to end up locked away in here. Let's find Master Masakatsu. We should split up. I've got a little present to prepare for Master Masakatsu.
You sure?
Yes, you too.
Dun 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 dun. Ooh, I reach you.
Talk about a big door. It seems we need to collect something shaped like Magatama in order to open it.
Order guide you. Stabilize. I must withdraw.
Brace yourself. This is gonna hurt.
I need to train harder.
No time to lose.
Who goes there?
I won't forget this.
This wall looks a bit odd. Maybe there's some special trick to it. These guys seem a lot tougher than usual. Paimon wonders if that armor over there has anything to do with the source of their strength.
Brace yourself. Get the counter. I will have order.
Shouldn't let your guard down.
I need to train harder. I've been bested.
No time to lose.
Doesn't that Magatama shape look pretty similar to the grooves on the door over there?
Teach me a lesson.
О,
Brace
интересненько.
yourself. This is gonna hurt.
Интересненько. О, это уже вообще интересненько.
Train harder. This is order.
No time to lose.
I've been bested.
Его сразу закрываем. Лавочку.
No time to lose.
straw.
И шо?
Shh! Quick! Hide! Look over there. That must be Master Masakatsu.
Did you really think that little trick of yours could fool us?
Locking you up was just the beginning.
Oh no! Those Tenryo Commission brutes are tortured!
If we don't come up with a way to break him out fast, then... Huh? Yoimiya, when did you get back here?
I can't bear to watch. If anything happens to Master Masakatsu...
Hey, you there! What are you doing?
Ma'am.
We were just teaching him a little lesson, that's all.
Huh? Who's that?
That's Kujo Sara, adopted daughter of the Kujo clan of the Tenryo Commission. She's also a general in the Shogun's army. What's she doing here?
Make way, let me have a look at him. I'm sure you're well aware that torture is strictly against military
Yes, ma'am.
If you are unashamed of such disgraceful action, then you are also unworthy of the Tenryo Commission.
Yes, ma'am. It won't happen.
Oh, Paimon sure wouldn't want to get on her bad side.
Hey, this is our chance. Let's move while they aren't watching Master Mas.
Yoimiya, are you sure now's the right time?
Who is that? Quick, go and investigate.
Yes, ma'am.
They're coming! Quick, hide!
Sorry. I didn't mean to. Don't worry, I've got us covered. Time for my little present.
Fireworks!
Huh? Was that an explosion?
It sounded like fireworks.
Quick, let's hurry!
The fireworks were enough to distract them.
Fireworks aren't just for festivals, you know. I was particularly proud of this batch. I decided to...
Whoa! Whoa!
Yoimiya, this is turn...
Well, fireworks are my craft after all. Every batch has to be spectacular.
Look, the coast is clear. Now's our chance.
Yoimiya, is that you?
Master Masakatsu! Sorry we took so long. Oh,
Come on! We've got no time to lose! They could be back. Oh.
Hey.
Yes, leave. Before I let my judgment get the better of me. He's in serious condition. Be sure he gets immediate medical. But remember, once he's recovered, it won't be long until I bring him right back.
Well... You can bet we'll do all we can to keep that from happening.
Leave this place.
We're finally out of that creepy place.
Yes. Finally, I've
Master Masakatsu, how do you...
Don't worry.
I think I can make it to the infirmary without keeling up.
Thank you. All of you. I'll take him to get...
Don't worry about us. Just take care of Master Masakatsu. Good thing we were able to rescue him. Right, Kujosara. Do you think she was making up for how the guards were treating him? It seems as though there are some okay people among the ranks of the Tenryou Commission. Though Paimon would never... How about we go tell Ayaka and the others the good news?
Это что такое? Так, друзья, секундочку. Так, и что мы будем... Да, вот отсюда будем бежать.
I see. So Kujo-Sara stayed her hand. It would appear she still has some honor to her. I wonder if we should try establishing contact with her. Perhaps we could coax out some information.
Unlikely. Don't forget, Kujo-Sara is also carrying out the Vision Hunt decree. In her eyes, Master Masakatsu is of no threat to the decree. This is why she was so willing to allow... If our true motives were ever divulged, she would act...
True. Though if you ask me, Master Masakatsu's release is an unexpected blessing. We are now one step closer to victory. And we couldn't have done it with... You're turning out to be even more reliable than we expected.
Don't!
Indeed. Things may have turned out very differently this time. But if we wish to mount any sizable resistance against the Vision Hunt decree, it is time we make ready our next set of plans.
There's no need to rush, my lady. Things seem to have taken a turn for the better, at least. Not only have we rescued Master Masakatsu... yes, which reminds me. The Tenryou Commission seems to be making preparations for a celebration. They call it a ceremony of sorts. And the number of samurai out enforcing the Vision Hunt decree seems to be waning. The days ahead may be...
A ceremony, you say? Why would such a task be left to the Tenryou Commission?
I don't know, but I'm sure it has nothing to do with us. Anyway, with the Tenryou Commission busy with preparations...
You do present... Being in a constant state of alert will only tire us further. Perhaps a period of... Toma, what would you suggest?
I'd say a celebratory feast is in order. Might I suggest an evening of hot pot together? Funny enough, I learned a new hot pot game recently. I'm sure you'll find it quite
A hot pot game? What's that? Well, as long as it has to do with eating.
Simply put, every person prepares an ingredient to add to the hot pot. Once the meal then we take it in turns to close our eyes, pick an ingredient out of the pot, taste it, and guess whose ingredient it... Anyone who guesses correctly can go again, and whoever finishes the meal with the most points is declared the winner. Tradition even has it that the winner receives blessings from... Don't you think it sounds like fun? I've been wanting to give it a try. In fact, I've already got my ingredient...
You really do want to play, huh? Well, sounds like we've got our work cut out for us. Time to gather some ingredients. Let's see what we've got here. Fresh fish fillet. Nice! You can't go wrong with these. Paimon never thought we'd be the only ones to actually put anything edible into the pot. Don't go wasting the rest now. This was possibly the scariest looking hot pot Paimon's ever seen. Fortunately, Toma ended up eating all the way.
You can say that again. But hey, at least I got the most points. Oh, wait a moment. That does...
I'm afraid it's your own fault for adding all those strange ingredients, Toma. The soup flavor wasn't quite the same, even with a traveler's normal ingredients. I still couldn't guess any of them correctly.
You the one who added those little cakes, Ayaka? I think the traveler ended up eating boiling cakes in hot pot. Ugh. Think of the texture.
I must apologize. To be perfectly honest, I thought...
Uh-oh. I'm definitely not okay.
Dash.
I feel like a new man.
You know, Toma, all you had to do was guess wrong on purpose and it would have been someone else's turn. Talk about being
Guess I've been feeling unlucky recently and wanted the god of hot pots. Perhaps I did get a little carried away. Still, I couldn't be beaten at my own game first. I think my luck has already taken a turn for the better. So without further ado, I hereby declare that the winner of today's Hot Pot Challenge is... me.
Oh, brother.
Good effort, team. Another important job taken care of. Next on the agenda...
Yes. If the Tenryou Commission truly is as busy with preparations as Toma claims, and with the extra time, there are some other matters.
Let's all take some much-needed time off. After a few days' rest, we'll reconvene at the Komori. Downtime is hard to come by these days, so be sure to make the most of it. I'll tidy things up here and start thinking about our ingredients for our next round.
There's gonna be a sequel?
Sure, why not? We should play again now that everyone knows the rules.
Bye, Toma! Seems we won't need to be visiting the Komori tea house for a while. Why don't we go...
No time to lose.
Books were more interesting.
Where do we go from here? What's the plan?
Traveler, Paimon, hold on.
Huh? Ayaka?
Something has come up, and I would like to request your assistance. But you ought not be nervous. This is not coming from the Yashiro Commission or the Kamisama.
Individual request? You mean...
Correct. It concerns my... This may seem a little sudden, but in my view, a few days ago, I was sorting through some old family belongings. She wrote about all kinds of things, mostly of little consequence. But what drew my attention was a name.
Probably your mom's best buddy, right?
Never. And although my mother and father passed away many years ago, so I am very curious about this mysterious individual. According to the notebook, their name is Tsubaki. This seems to have been someone very important to my mother.
Paimon thinks it sounds like a girl's name.
That's what I thought too.
So what do you want us to do? Do you need us to find her for you?
No. Her address is given in the notebook. We can head straight there. I want please keep everything I have told you in strict... The proper course of action would be to involve my brother and visit her together. But he is terribly busy at present, and on a more selfish note, I don't exactly. That, and you are also a kind, well-mannered person with a genuine concern for other people. Not...
You can count on us! We've done greeting gifts before, so we should be able to help. In terms of payment, just treat us...
Wonderful! In fact, I was hoping to take this opportunity to show...
Oh, we don't mind. We don't mind at all.
Thank you kindly. Shall we head off then? Ogura Textiles and Kimonos is our first stop.
All right, sounds great.
Так, в следующем продолжим, друзья.